Our final Spark Talk is from two women that use their influence to institute a breadth of women's initiatives throughout Roche Diagnostics. The resulting impact was a leap of women in leadership roles. Please welcome Julie Dilts and Christie Underwood.
Good afternoon, and thank you for your time. We are thrilled to discuss Roche Diagnostics and our Women's Leadership Initiative. In looking at our journey up onto this stage today, we realized that success can be messy and imperfect. Remarkable results require resilience. We hope that in listening to our stories today, we inspire you to increase your influence and impact within your own organizations, because it is our sincerest hope to be celebrating you next year. Allow me to introduce my co-lead in the initiative, Julie Dilts. Julie is currently in the midst of transitioning into a new role as Director of Regulatory and Compliance. Prior to this, Julie served for 8 years as Senior Counsel in Diabetes Care. Julie has been a leader within our initiative since its inception and was prior in charge of being a chair in our mentoring program, where she was particularly proud of the individual and corporate development that happened as a result. In 2015, earlier this year, Julie was recognized as an HBA Rising Star, and when you ask her, she'll tell you that the leadership experience and the exposure she received while being a part of WLI was absolutely critical to her being ready for her new role.
It's my pleasure to tell you more about my co-lead, Christy. Christy and I have been working together since early 2014 in leading this initiative. Christy's been with Roche for 11 years, starting in our diabetes care business, and now serves as an account executive in our centralized diagnostics division, providing comprehensive lab analytics to integrated health networks. Christy has 3 small children and lives on an island off the coast of Portland, Maine. As a leader in WLI, she has been a passionate advocate about the unique development needs of the people in the field. And during her tenure, we've garnered 73% engagement in the field with our WLI programming. Leading by example, Christy has shown that even a girl on an island in Maine can benefit from her company's commitment to its people.
Thank you, Julie. Julie and I have had the great honor of carrying the torch as the second generation of leadership within WLI. Several strong, inspirational women, many of them with us here today, started the initiative in 2012, and we have had the very real responsibility of ensuring sustainability and expanding momentum. Perhaps the best testament to our success is the video we submitted for the ACE Award.
In 2010, Roche's Corporate Executive Committee developed a global gender diversity goal and committed to increasing the percentage of women leaders in key positions by 50% over the next 4 years. Compared to other parts of the Roche global organization, Roche Diagnostics had the lowest percentage of women in key leadership positions at just 11%. In March of 2011, 2 passionate, empowered women accepted this challenge. After completing a course at Smith College on women's leadership, they found themselves in a lively debate about what needed to be done when it hit them. This was not a conversation for 2 people. It needed to be a bigger conversation, a grassroots movement involving all women at Roche. With that goal in mind, an advisory board of senior women leaders was assembled, developing a mission and a sustainable infrastructure. The Roche Diagnostics Women's Leadership Initiative was created with 3 guiding principles. First, commitment from management at all levels. Data was gathered from multiple external gender studies, revealing that companies with more gender diversity in senior leadership have better employee engagement, increased innovation, and overall greater financial performance. With this information, leaders at every level added their support and enthusiasm to the WLI mission, giving way to a groundswell. Second, personal development programs. To increase gender diversity, WLI understood that future leaders not only needed to have support, but also the motivation and skills to advance into leadership roles. WLI implemented personal development workshops to address specific leadership qualities. WLI developed and launched a mentoring program to provide personalized guidance and a framework for women like Erica, a mentee, who benefited from a new leader's perspective to help her own her personal development and drive her success. WLI engaged and invited external guest speakers, including author Liz Wiseman and healthcare executive Michael Kaufman, who shared their stories to enlighten and encourage an ongoing dialogue. These programs were created to draw out the talent of the entire organization and encourage women to take an active role in their career development. And third, collective enablers. The goals of WLI needed to be aligned with other corporate programs offered at Roche. Simultaneously, Roche HR policies were enhanced to integrate the balance of family, life, and work. The proof is really in the results. 25% of individuals in WLI leadership roles have reported career advancement moves. WLI and other HR and employee engagement initiatives have positively impacted Roche placement on Fortune and Working Mother's 100 Best Companies to Work For. WLI has positively impacted employee recruiting, engagement, and retention. Lisa welcomed a new hire to Roche and learned that having a women's leadership program was the final decision maker. In addition to growing women in leadership within the company, WLI has also engaged over 1,400 Roche Diagnostics customers in numerous WLI events. In 2011, women had 11% of key positions, and this has increased to 21% by 2015. The Women's Leadership Initiative has created a sustainable shift in gender diversity at Roche Diagnostics. By continuing to drive toward its mission, WLI has effectively impacted the future of women in healthcare. We look forward to the second half of this decade as we encourage more people to get inspired, get engaged, and get ahead.
Thank you. We are really proud of what we've accomplished, and we're happy to have had a chance to share some of our successes with you. But we want to pull back the curtain a little bit and get a little more real, because it's not all been easy. There have been bumps in the road. There have been bumps in the road for our WLI journey, and there have been bumps in the road in our personal stories as well. Let me share a few examples from mine. Before joining Roche, I practiced law for 10 years with a big firm in Indianapolis. Being a single female in a place that was predominantly, and I mean virtually all, male, married, with stay-at-home spouses, chipped away at my confidence over time. The only version of success that I saw modeled was not one that was going to work for me. By the time I left the firm, I just could not envision how I was going to integrate a successful family life and a career. I was disheartened, and I lacked aspiration. At Roche, I found a much more balanced environment. For that, I'm grateful. And over time, I felt some of my confidence return. But while I felt more confident about what I could do for the company, I wasn't sensing that the company was feeling the same thing about me. Perhaps it was because of my role as an attorney and some of the stereotypes and what I believe are misperceptions about the role. You know, Department of No, obstacle, gatekeeper, you've heard them. Perhaps you've even said them. For a woman who prides herself on being a creative problem solver and a bridge builder, this was a tough environment for me. I was frustrated. And then Roche launched the Women's Leadership Initiative. I thought that this would be a fantastic opportunity for me to showcase a broader leadership skill set and at the same time further develop. I applied for the campus lead role, and I didn't get it. Now, to be fair, I was given the opportunity to lead our mentoring program and to work with a wonderful leader who did get that role. It was a tremendous gift, but I didn't know it at the time, and I was discouraged. Finally, while I was recently promoted, over the last couple of years, there have been several roles that I've looked into, even applied for, and not gotten. There was a particular career path that I really felt called to, but over time, it became apparent that that was not going to be an option for me. I was heartbroken and rejected. Christy, how about you?
Yes, I also have a messy story for you. In 2008, I was 33 years old. I had 3 children under the age of 6. I was in my second year of financing a nasty divorce, 6 months from getting my MBA, and just starting 13 weeks of Roche training in Indianapolis. My MBA program required 2 intensive 10-hour days on campus every 6 weeks, and I had already missed my children's first days of school and had not seen them in 2 weeks. So what you do in a situation like this, you call your parents. They are the patron saints of overscheduled manic daughters, and they agreed to spend the weekend on campus with my children. Of course, my children are fascinated with the idea of a hotel pool. Yes, the Executive Center had a pool. However, this was a business school situated smack dab in the middle of a wealthy Boston suburb populated by corporate titans dabbling in Ironman competitions. The next morning at 6 a.m., we go down to the pool only to find 8 lanes filled with people swimming competitively. My 2-year-old daughter is heartbroken. At that moment, I decided my children are swimming today. So I find the facilities director and I explain we want to swim. She is indignant and tells me that's not possible. I tell her that the hotel should not have listed a pool as an amenity for guests if they only meant a certain kind of guest. Ultimately, she relents. I annoy 5% of corporate America. And my 2-year-old daughter and her big brothers jump into the pool, water wings and all. When asked to tell a story today, I thought about those times in my life under extreme pressure when there is absolute clarity. There's no second guessing. You know exactly what you need to do. The answers come from the heart. At this point in my life, I was facing very difficult challenges, and I would not have been able to be successful if it had not been for the sacrifice and support of those around me. I got my MBA, I completed the Roche training, and I even finally got divorced. That being said, having been giving these gifts, I have worked to give them back to those around me, to push when I sense inertia, to light the path when one is lost, and to catch when one starts to fall. That is why I am a part of WLI.
Why are we, yes. So why are we sharing these stories? We're sharing our stories so that you know that success is not the airbrushed version you see on stage, receiving awards and in corporate communications. We're sharing our stories so that you know success is messy and imperfect. We're sharing our stories so that you are not stopped before you even get started because you're afraid you won't succeed. We're sharing our stories so that you know that success is not something that happens to other people, it's something that can happen for you. Influence and impact require resilience. You can be heartbroken, but you have to get back up and move forward and have the courage to go for that next big thing. Influence and impact require commitment. Christy and I believe passionately that the work of WLI is creating a more inclusive environment at Roche, which leads to better engagement, better innovation, greater financial results. Influence and impact require a support system, family that helps out when life is messy and complicated, friends who take you out for a drink and tell you you're awesome, mentors and sponsors who challenge you and encourage you, and coworkers who step up and take something off your plate when the plate has become too full. Adversity has been a key component of our success. Resilience, commitment, support network have brought us to this moment. This is our story, but it could be your story too. What is stopping you from taking a lead role in your company's Women's Leadership Initiative? Or if you don't have one, what is stopping you from starting one? Is it past disappointment? Is it fear of failure? Lack of confidence? Take a courageous leap. Be resilient, be committed, lean on your support network. What influence and impact could you have if you only took the chance? Imagine the possibilities.